What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about my 2015 Am Outlander 450L DPS. I'm going to give you my full opinion about this quad since I had it quite a while. And then I'm going to compare the other 450s since Can-Am don't make these anymore. So I'm going to compare the Polaris 450, the Polaris Sportsman 450, the Yamaha Kodiak 450, and the Kawasaki Brute Force 450. So let's get into the video. So yeah, the Can-Am 2015 Can-Am Outlander 450 L DPS. I really like it. It's really good 450 utility quad. I did some stuff to it. I added a box so I can carry my chainsaws and stuff. Put some Kenda Bear Claw tires on it, and that's pretty much it I've done to it since I since I got it. Yeah, best 450 small bore utility quad out there on the market. So I really like it. I have no issues about the four-wheeler at all. No engine problems or anything. I keep doing maintenance and stuff. This year I did oil change. I did I went with the Am's oil change kit. So I put some Am's oil in there. That's why I always use it on my my dirt bikes and stuff. And that's pretty good product. With power steering, it's pretty good, and you can change different power steering modes. You can go low, medium, or high, so you can do that. Four drive, I use the four drive all the time. I use it to go get firewood down the hill, and it works pretty good. And low range too. Low range is pretty good. The transmission, the CV belt, engine braking, right on the money right there, really good. But I'm not big on engine braking that stuff at all, on quads at all. I like to rush down hills all the time. I like to use brakes all the time. So yeah, the engine braking on this thing is really good. Like, it will slow you down when you're going downhill. So yeah, you know, I didn't replace the belt at all. It still has the OEM belt on this quad still. Like, everything is still tight. Like the air bushing, wheel bearings, everything's still tight. You know, I don't beat the crap out of these quads at all. Usually I just ride around the neighborhood, and that's pretty much it. So here soon I'd like to take it on a trail riding at that place I've been making videos at. I like to take it down there and see how it performs in trails. So I really like to do that. The 2500 Warner winch, it's pretty good. It's pretty good winch. I like it. I used it a couple times. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the four-wheeler. I really like it. It's really good four-wheeler for me. It tows pretty good. I put a lot of wood, and it's coming like a slope hill, and it's the trail about to roll on me because I put a lot of weight to it. So it did a pretty good job. So next time I'm going to do it opposite way. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the Can-Am. So now I was comparing about the 450s, the other brands. So let's go to let's jump to the comparison of the other 450s. So the Can-Am, it's got a 427cc rotax single cylinder liquid cooled. It makes 38 horsepower. So that's pretty good. It does have engine braking for the transmission. The front is double A-arms. The rear suspension's got trailing A-arms independent. And it's running like same thing, all the fours, 25 tires, 12-inch steel wheels. The towing is like 1,300 pounds. And the metal racks is like 360 pounds and 163 kilograms. The wheelbase is 51 inches. And the ground clearance on this thing is 10.5 inches. Now the Polaris Sportsman 450, it's as 499 cc, single cylinder, liquid cooled. It makes 33 horsepower and does not have engine braking, so in the transmission. And it has MacPherson struts. It's got struts on the front, so, and it's got double A arms in the back. And it's got same tires. And the towing it's got more towing than the Can-Am does. It's about 1,350 pounds, and it's got plastic racks, and it is 270. The wheelbase is 50.5 inches, and the ground clearance is more than the Can-Am. It's 11.5 inches. So you're gonna get more ground clearance of the Polaris, because due to their independent rear suspension. But you're going to lose some horsepower. You're making 33 horsepower of the engine than the Can-Am. The Can-Am makes 38 horsepower, but it does not have engine braking. Can-Am does. Now let's talk about the Yamaha Kodiak 450. It makes 421 cc single cylinder. It makes 26 horsepower. That's pretty low. I ain't gonna lie. If you want something, you don't want something fast or anything, Kodiak will go with, and does have engine braking. That's pretty good. Now, Yamaha's transmission, their CVT, are pretty good, and their belts last longer. I heard no complaints about the belts at all. So the front suspension's got double A-arms, same thing with the rear, and the towing is 1,322 pounds. So it's got more towing than my Can-Am does. And it does have metal racks, and it's making 264 pounds for weight if you're loading something. Wheelbase is 48.8 inches, and the ground clearance is really bad, 9.6 inches. That's pretty low. So if you take that thing for trail riding or stuff, you're gonna bottom out. So if you're looking for a 450, you're stuck with like the Polaris and the Can-Am. So don't get me wrong, Polaris was pretty good fours. I had like 2 of them. No, 3. I had 3 Polaris. So I had a 2010 Polaris Sportsman 550 XP. That was pretty good 4-wheeler. And sold it and bought an 01 Polaris Sportsman 500. Now don't get me wrong, the older ones are a lot better than the newer ones. So there was that. So let's talk about the Kawasaki. So the Kawasaki Brute Force 450, they started making them this year. Let's talk about the horsepower. 32 horsepower. That's it. 32 horsepower. That's kind of not in the middle with the Kodiak, probably. So, it does not have engine braking, so That's kind of weird. I don't. Yeah, I don't have no say. Yeah, I didn't say anything about the transmission. About the does not have engine braking. The only thing I don't like about the Kawasaki is they only have high, low, neutral, and reverse. There's no park in the transmission, so you gotta put the emergency brake on all the time. If you park on the hill or something, you gotta put on the emergency brake. So whoopie do, because I do it on my quad, but usually I go stop at like a little bit of hill. I put in a park. So it's got 24s running 24 inch tires on the front and rear. The towing is 1,050 pounds. That's pretty low. You know, these four make 1,300 pound towings right here with the Can-Am, but 1,050 pounds, that's pretty low. Let's see. Wheelbase is 47.8 inches. I'm trying to find the I'm sorry. Ground clearance. I don't see no ground clearance about the four-wheeler. There it is. 9.3 inches. So it's like almost the Kodiak 450. Almost. But the Kodiak's got more ground clearance than the brute force. It's 9.6. So the Kawasaki is making ground clearance about 9.3 inches. So for the rack capacity, for the front 75 pounds, for the rear 150 pounds. So only thing I don't like about the brute force, it does not come with electric power steering. That's kind of sucks. I think the Kawasaki should make a brute force and power steering. And the only thing I don't like about the Kawasaki is they put a Chinese motor in it. That's pretty bad. Can-Am, no. Not either Can-Am, Polaris, or Yamaha. The Yamaha makes their own engines. Polaris went with like Pro Star's engine in their quads. Can-Am been using their rotax engine for many years, so you know it's a pretty good engine. So Can-Am's trying to compete like Polaris, and you got Yamaha. Now Kawasaki made a 450. So I think Can-Am should bring back the 450s and compete the Polaris and the Yamaha and the Kawasaki. And it'd be nice to do another 450 shootout. So I did watch a lot of videos about these Can-Ams compete with the Polaris. Yes, the controls at the front, it does sway. So then the Polaris, because they got struts on the front, because it won't roll. Can-Am does. So that's one thing about the Can-Am is the front suspension, because it's got double A arms. So yeah. Like this suspension is pretty good. I had no problem about that. I don't even complain about suspension at all. Suspension on the Can-Am is pretty good, but I do get that roll. If I'm making corners and turns, it does do like a barrel roll on me. So the only thing, because people like to go fast in trails and stuff. So if you don't want the Can-Am to do that, so my opinion is go with a Polaris. If you're doing like, riding around your neighborhood or your house, Can-Am was one thing to go with. But if you're like going fast on the trails a lot and you like really like good suspension, I'll go with Polaris. That's my opinion. But I bought this because the previous owner bought it brand new, so I'm the second owner of this quad. And then I've put about, it's got 1,611 miles on it, and engine's got 341 hours on the engine, so it still runs good. I have no engine problem or anything. I have not touched. Well, I did kind of touch the engine. I did a valve adjustments. That's pretty much it. So yeah. Yeah, that's only today's video. Talking about my Can-Am 450, giving my full opinion of the quad and compare it to the other 450s. I was looking at a 450 and I was like, what does it compare to my quad? So I did some research about it and I found a compare sheet of the other four-wheelers, like the Polaris, Yamaha. But until Kawasaki introduced their 450 this year. So I never had a Kawasaki four-wheeler before. Right? Yeah, I never had one. I do like to try one out. I had a Yamaha, like bunch of Polaris. This is my second Can-Am. And I had one Suzuki, but it was not a utility quad. It was like an older quad. It was like 87 Suzuki LT 125. That thing was like no suspension. And the only thing was your suspension was your tires. That's pretty much it. That's the only Suzuki quad I had. But I never own a Kawasaki or a Honda. I never tried one out. So I did, I'm talking about utility quads. I did test out a couple of sport quads like the 400EX. I do like them. So yeah. But I do like to try out the Honda, the utility quads, and the Kawasaki. I'm a big bore guy, I like to go things pretty fast. Honda don't make something fast. It's their fuller is kind of weird. The only thing, if I want to buy a Honda, it's got to be the Rubicon 520, because they make more towing than the Foreman does. Then the brand new Rubicon 700. The Rubicon 700 has got less towing than the Rubicons. Rubicon makes like 1,300 pound towing. That's pretty good. I think it's 1,350 pounds. I think so, yeah. So if you're looking to buy a 450, my opinion is go with Polaris. If you don't like the suspension on the Can-Ams and you watch videos of them doing the barrel, it will pick up your front, your right side. If you turn left, it will pick up your right side of your four-wheeler. If you turn the other side, it will pick up the other side. So if you don't like that, you're like a safe rider, Polaris is the only way to go with if you're looking to buy a 450. So plus their four-wheel drive is pretty good. All-wheel drive. That's pretty good. Like I said, I had no problem with my four-wheel drive at all. I mean, if you turn it on and you give it a gear, give it gas, it turns back on. But Polaris, you flip the switch, it's ready to go. You know, their all-wheel drive is pretty good. So I'll leave all the stuff down the bottom, all the specs about the other four-wheelers. So yeah, that's only today's video. I just want to make a video of the my Can-Ams and compare them to the other four-wheelers. Drop a comments what you guys think. Like, just leave me comments like, hey, I'm looking to buy a 450, and I think the Polaris is the only way to go with. Some, you know, some people got some taste of other brands like Can-Ams and Polaris, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Honda. They want something they're gonna last long. So don't get me wrong, there are some Fords out there that last long. If you want to go with like an older model, so yeah, just leave your comments below. It's like, hey, how this compared to other, like this brand or whatever. So yeah, leave your comments below. Give me a likes and subscribe, and I'll leave my Instagram down below. And thanks for watching.